back the other way into the zone. Sukumis, the shot turned away as time will expire in period number 2. A little bit of pushing and shoving at the end of this period, as Marshall Finney right in the middle of it with
and that brings us to the end of the second period. The score after 40 minutes of play remains tied at 3.
Wing, and Dreesen cuts in, takes the shot, and Bjarnason able to get the whistle. Hurricanes went fishing for it, and there might be a penalty here. We Kings take exception, and some more pushing and shoving after the whistle. This is starting to become a trend here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, really going after the puck underneath Bjarnason's pad. You can tell he really couldn't tell where it was, and still tempers flaring after the whistle. See if we see any calls here. It looks like this could be a Brandon power play. Tristan Doyle headed to the box for Lethbridge. It looks like this is going to be offsetting after all. No, now we also have Trey Johnson.
For the Prince George Cougars. Trying to zap this one ahead. Dimitrov knocked down, pushed off his feet as well is Hackman. Sopiars takes a swipe at him, gloves off, fights on. Hackman and Sopiars. Sopiars throwing a couple lefts, gets a couple rights in. Hackman goes for the back, swings over the top. He gets a nice right cross. Right off the helmet, knocked the helmet off. Wrestling, swinging over the top, and Hackman is down on his back. Sopiars leaning over the top of him as they get the two of them separated. 10:56 left in the first period. 1-0 lead for Prince George, but that, I think, will get the crowd right in the thick of this.
From that hit by Jake Sloan, sending Jesse Hesloff airborne. Puck swept around the boards. Everett pinching in. Now we got a fight. Jake Sloan's going to drop the gloves with Jackson Vaughn. Vaughn trying to go for the Superman punch. Sloan coming over the top with some right hands. Now some uppercuts. Vaughn protecting. Trying to get his right hand loose as Jake Sloan. Vaughn now starting to swing with his right hand. They tie up. Linesman will get in there. Not quite yet. Vaughn over the top. Sloan responds. Big rights from both guys, and now they'll break it up as Jake Sloan gets challenged by Jackson Vaughn, and he is going to fire up this crowd.
That was a great hit, and it's a fight that he didn't have to have. Jackson Vaughn came out, wasn't on the ice when that hit came, and he came out with one thing in mind. That was a fight that Sloan didn't have to have. That was a good hit.
Taken by the Royals. Burlock thrown to the boards. As Weinstein will pick up the puck away and he'll move it. And here comes a fight. Reggie Newman's going to get things cooking. Up against Cameron Parr. Parr and Newman collided last season. It was Reggie Newman who got injured in that bout. So here comes the fight. Newman gets a couple of swings at him. Gets a good left in. Trying to go for the right. Parr not able to shake free. Newman gets another one and goes for some uppercuts. And he'll get a couple of good whacks in. Reggie Newman almost missing a haymaker as he gets a couple of good whacks in and will drag Parr down.
Reggie Newman looking to light the fire underneath his team. Wow.
Spins.
Penalty coming to the Rockets. I believe it's Stansel as him and Marshall Finney get involved. Finney gets a couple of whacks and a couple of gloves to the face. Now Noah Tamu is going to fight here. He's going to drop the gloves with Caden Longley. A couple of lefts from Tamu, and the linesmen come in to split it up.
Well, Longley dropped his gloves, but I don't know if he threw a punch. He took about 4 or 5 consecutive from Noah Ta'amu. So that's a clear win for the Oil King rookie. Now, Marshall Finney is being told to go to the Oil King bench. I think he's not going to get a penalty here.
I think he's going to come out of this scot-free.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's going to do it for the first period. And it was full-out blitz for the Hurricanes in that opening frame as Caden Price and Roger McQueen into it behind the Lethbridge goal, and doesn't look like Caden Price wants to engage on that as the first period comes to a close for the Hurricanes owning a 2-goal lead.
And some frustration there from the Wheat Kings, and it was a frustrating period for them as Lethbridge really controlling the first 20 minutes here of this one, and aside from one pretty
Exchange swats behind the play. Back out to the blue line. Wild trying to clear the zone. Foster brings it over, but a whistle for the offside and a toss toward the net by Foster well after the whistle. Dunphy takes exception. And Jackson Kuzari going to pull a couple guys out of the pile and say, time for some detention.
Cook centers. Garland backhand chance. Stopped by Sanch. Tried to backhand it through his legs. Then Jesse Sanch made the save. And now Cash Cook wrapped up with Lucas Kaplan, or is that Jesse Heslop in behind the Everett net?
That's Kaplan.
He and Kaplan separated. Looks like they'll both go to the box. 1 minute to go in period one.
Cash Cook doing what he's not afraid to do. He's the American's most penalized guy. Just a minute behind him coming